Hey, what is going on, YouTubers? G here from MJ Tech today with another cell phone review, and this one is a rugged device. So it is called the DOOGEE S98, and well, as we know, the market seems to have an interest for these devices, and I think I know why that is. Well, they have amazing batteries. This one in particular comes with a 6,000 milliamp battery. Second, the body is super rugged. That's why they're called rugged phones. They are very thick, and yes, they are water resistant, dust proof, and shock proof as well. But now this one goes a little bit above that, and that's why I like this device so much. I've been using it as my primary phone for the past 2 weeks approximately. So this one comes with the new Helio G96 processor. It has 8 GB of RAM, 256 GB of internal memory, a 6.3-inch display. But check this out, now we have a true 1080p display with Corning Gorilla Glass protection on the front. So let's go ahead and open it and see what we have. So this is what the box looks like when you open it for the first time. So we get the phone, we get the SIM ejector tool, and it looks like this. That's because you don't have to pop anything out, you simply pull it. We have a 33-watt charger, but unfortunately this charger doesn't work here in the USA unless you get the adapter, which makes it very bulky. So I just happen to use my own charger, but right here we can see the specifications, a 33-watt charger, and it does have wireless charging as well at 15 watts. So we get the USB cable here. It is a USB-C device. Then we get here the manuals and some screen protectors as well. We get the start guide, and we get some cleaning solution here for the screen protector, and that's everything we get inside of the box. Okay, now let's go ahead and unwrap here the DOOGEE S98. As I said before, this device comes with a 6.3-inch display. We have a water drop camera on the front side, which is a 16 megapixel. We also get a notification LED light right here on the upper right hand side corner. We have the little ear speaker right here on the middle side. Unfortunately, this doesn't have stereo speakers, just like with many rugged devices out there in the market. Instead, we get one loudspeaker here towards the bottom side. Then we get the microphone where this little dot is, and we have the USB-C charging port, and the body is made of a combination of metal here towards the side, and then we have like little bumpers on the edges, and these are made out of rubber. We get a dedicated shortcut button, and check this out, we get a SIM tray, but this time the SIM tray, it is a true dual SIM, and then you can also install a TF card as well, which is really nice. So we also get here a little rubber material on the edges of the SD card so that it keeps water and moisture out of the phone, giving us an indication that this is truly an IP68 certified device. Towards the top, you have absolutely nothing. If you guys observe here throughout the whole entire phone, we don't have the 3.5mm headphone jack. That was a little bit of a disappointment, but then I think about it, and I hardly ever use anything with a 3.5mm headphone jack anyway, so it doesn't really impact me. But what it does have, as I said before, is 15-watt wireless charging, and it does support NFC, and it comes with a 6,000 milliamp power battery. The edges here of this secondary LCD display, yes, you heard that correctly, it has a second LCD display here, and this looks like a smartwatch display. So this piece around it is actually made of metal, and if you look here closely, I already chipped the paint a little bit. So I would recommend that if you guys can get a case, I believe they are available on Amazon, but they come directly from China, just buy it, and yeah, you guys won't regret it, because I already damaged mine a little bit and it was quite a disappointment. So then we have here a triple camera setup. We get a 20 megapixel night vision camera, we get a 64 megapixel regular camera, and we get an 8 megapixel ultra wide camera with 2 infrared sensors on the lower right hand side. We get the LED light, and that's it here for the back side. The camera combination is actually quite good. We're going to be seeing that here in just a second. We get the volume rockers up and down with the power key, but now this time the fingerprint scanner is actually located away from the power key. Normally we have both of them in one. In this particular case, it is located a little bit more towards the lower side of the device. A lot of people may like it, a lot of people may not like it. To me, it's just another fingerprint scanner. I wish that it had it on the actual power key. That way you don't get confused, but it is what it is. It works, and you guys will be seeing that here in just a second. Also, this phone comes with Android 12 out of the box, and for the most part, it's quite clean and snappy. Again, this comes with the Helio G96 and the Mali G57 for the GPU. Anyways, here we are greeted with the lock screen, and let's enter here my passcode. It does have a Face ID recognition. So right now the phone is booting up, as you guys can observe. Let's go ahead and use my face recognition, and as you guys can see, it did unlock with my face, but you had to be pointing more directly towards the camera so that it reads it correctly. It won't do it since I am recording a video. I have to lift the phone a little bit more than usual, but yes, it does work, and that was something that I truly appreciate. It works even if I have sunglasses as well, so that's very cool. And here we can see the fingerprint scanner. You can do it directly from when the phone is asleep, or you can do it when the phone screen is already on by just putting your finger. So in this case, it was comfortable for me to do the middle finger with the left hand side or the left hand, and the thumb here with the right hand. It kind of becomes natural for you to unlock your device. Now the display colors are absolutely stunning in every sense. I mean, the viewing angles, the colors, everything, and thanks to this Corning Gorilla Glass that we have on top of it, it makes it feel super premium. I do like the display. That's something that I definitely wish that other rugged phones came with, because it makes your experience a lot better, especially being a 6.3. Anything above 6 inches, in my opinion, it has to be 1080p. Otherwise, you're not going to have that full enjoyment that you do with this kind of resolution. Something great about the DOOGEE S98 is that it does come already with all of the Google applications preset from factory. You don't have to do anything to get them. I've seen many devices out there, especially coming from China, that don't come with this, and something so basic, a lot of you guys might take it for granted just because we are spoiled here from the USA with premium devices that you don't even have to think about that. Well, with some international devices you do, because they don't come pre-installed, and this one already has it. So right here we got things like, you know, the YouTube Music, YouTube, you name it, every Google app is on here, including the Play Store, which is working absolutely flawless. No issues here whatsoever. The phone is actually very snappy. The system feels very, very nice. And yes, I did perform the Antutu benchmark, in which I got a 307,000 to be specific, and this is considered a good mid-range device level, I would say, based on the score. I know a lot of people don't use this. As a matter of fact, this application has been banned from the Play Store, and well, I do download it from Google just to use it as a reference and compare it with other devices based on the score. So right here we can see the information of the device, Android 12 right there. We can see that it comes with the Helio G96 and the Mali G57, so on and so forth. And yes, that's definitely a decent score. For the rear display, it's actually quite easy to get it enabled. I believe that out of the box it comes already enabled, but you can disable it if you want to do so. We go into rear display tab. Right here we can see we can enable it and disable it as well. Right now I have it with the option of double tap to wake it up, and we can change the themes as well. We have many to choose from right here. So let's say I choose this one. Now you can see after applying it on the back side, it'll give you a preview of what you selected, which is really cool. And as I said before, if you're getting a phone call, you can answer it directly from here. If your if your alarm, goes off, then you can snooze it directly from here as well. And you have also the option to skip music directly from here, which is really, really cool in my opinion. So yes, this is definitely a great move. Again, this is all based on my opinion. You guys might not like it. I do like it, and I think it's actually quite useful that DOOGEE brought this to this rugged device, which again is really nice. So anyways, let's go here into about device. So we have Android 12 right here. Android version, you guys can see it. It is Android 12 for sure. We can even see that here from the toggles. And by the way, if you scroll here to the side, we can see that we do have NFC. And if you guys watch my videos about cell phones, you will definitely agree that NFC and wireless charging is a big thing for me. And a lot of phones don't carry this. And well, to me, that's a major disappointment when they don't, because it's something that I use on a daily basis. Another great feature about the DOOGEE S98 is that we have this shortcut button in which we can remap to whatever we want to. So for instance, if we go here into settings, then we go into easy key right here, you can see I program single click to be TikTok, double click to be the camera, and long press to be YouTube music. So if we do just that, single click, that's TikTok. If we double click, that's the camera, and so on and so forth. So on that behalf, I don't have any complaints. As a matter of fact, it is a feature that I'm actually getting quite used to, especially using this phone now for the past 2 weeks, actually a little bit more than that, but let's just say 2 weeks, and it is a very cool feature. The battery on the DOOGEE S98 is actually quite impressive. I was able to get 2.5 days before having to charge it because I was at about 20 or 15%. So yes, it is a very good phone, let's say, to rely on a full day battery. This device has a 6,000 power milliamp battery, and even if it doesn't last that long, you can still charge it with the fast charger included inside of the box if you get the adapter. And with just about 15-20 minutes, you can get about 6 to 8 hours of usage, which is really nice. And overall, I gotta say, the battery on this phone is definitely not disappointing, and having wireless charging as well definitely helps, especially with my lifestyle. I'm always on the run, always doing something, and when I get home, I am kind of tired, and plugging something simple as plugging the phone or finding the wire can be kind of annoying. So having wireless charging is a plus, and this phone has it as well. So when it comes to gaming on this device, it does the job quite okay, but keep in mind that this is only a 60 Hz display, which is my main complaint, especially at $360. I would say that's something that DOOGEE needs to work on getting higher refresh rates on their displays. That makes it absolutely amazing when playing video games. But yes, I was able to test here Allsport 9, also Beach Buggy Racing 2, and a few other games that I have on here like Rebel Racing, so on and so forth, and everything was great. And I didn't feel any heating on the back side of the phone, maybe because it is a super thick device. But yes, overall it is working great without any issues whatsoever. When it comes to the loudspeaker on the DOOGEE S98, well, that didn't disappoint in the sense that it is loud and it does work quite okay, but it doesn't have stereo speakers, so you're not going to get that immersive sound. But anyways, let's go ahead and pause this for a second. It doesn't give you that immersive sound that you're looking for just because it is not stereo, but for a single loudspeaker towards the bottom, I think it sounds quite okay. Anyways, so here we go.
Strong since 2008, but its story at this point covers thousands of years. Need to catch up on the latest developments? Let's just go through them. As far as heroes and villains of Earth are concerned, the MCU doesn't... Believe it or not, there's not a whole lot that happens between the unification of Wakanda, the rise of Wenwu, and the 20th century.
Let's try this one out.
Stark. I Corlys Velaryon. I Bowman Baratheon. Promise to be faithful to King Viserys until he's named it.
You guys get the idea. This thing has a lot of clarity. It sounds great. It doesn't sound muffled, but again, it is just not a stereo speaker. So with this being said, another thing that we're going to talk about here is going to be the camera. So on the back side, we have the 20, the 64, the 8 megapixel sensor camera, and of course the infrared sensors. So this is the night vision camera, and let me tell you, on the pitch dark situations, it does work quite well. This is great, I would say, for hunters. Definitely a feature that I can see a lot of people taking advantage of, and not every phone carries this, and it does it quite well. The next one we have here is videos, and on videos we can go up to 2K in recording quality. Now it doesn't really have any type of stabilization, but it is still much better in the sense that they use software to kind of sort of stabilize the video. I took a few videos out there and they didn't look as jumpy as with other devices that I've tested recently, especially rugged phones. So on the camera side, I think it's quite competitive. It's something that I truly like about this device. It can definitely use some software improvements, and they need to start adding optical image stabilization to their devices, or at least electronic image stabilization. That will make it absolutely much better. So going back here into settings, we got things like anti-flicker. We have camera mute in case you don't want to have sound being recorded. And again, the quality, you can change it here from 2K to Full HD, HD, and VGA. Then we have things like photo. Now for photo, we don't have 16:9 ratio any longer here. So if we go here into picture size, we can see we only have the 4:3, the full screen, which is 19:9. Then the 4:3 again, and then the full at 1 megapixel, and that's pretty much it. So I was a little bit disappointed to see that, but hey, it is what it is. And then here we have, of course, portrait mode, and depending on what you're shooting at, it could do, you know, a decent job taking that portrait. So let's go ahead and try here the box. But sometimes you need to have the perfect, you know, scenario for this type of thing. So right here, I mean, it did okay, but this is not the right scenario for a portrait picture. But I'm just trying to give you guys a quick example here and what it looks like. But yes, it is, you know, a usable portrait camera, but just don't think that it's going to be something like flagship quality like on the iPhones or the Samsungs. That's not going to be the case. It is just usable, but not in a professional level. We got here then UHD mode. Okay, and we got more, and on more we have night mode, in which I took a few pictures outside. I took one in regular mode and night mode as well, so that way you can see the differences between both. And that's pretty much here for the rear facing camera. If you go back here into photos, then we turn the camera around, and this is what the 16 megapixel camera looks like. It is just an ordinary one, able to record at 1080p, 30 frames per second. Let's go here into videos, and let's go here into settings, quality. Right there you can see 1080p is the maximum quality we can get to. So there we have it, guys, for the camera on the DOOGEE S98. It is definitely a lot better than many other rugged devices that I've seen out there. Definitely a big improvement, and I think a lot of that has to do because of the software. The Helio G96 is definitely no joke. So overall, I gotta say I am quite happy with this phone. With this being said, let me know down below what you guys think about the DOOGEE S98. Will you put interested on it? Will you pass on it? Just let me know. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more. Like the video, comment on the video, click on the bell icon so that you don't miss future videos like this. And I'll see you on my next one.